Waiting for Trivia show here on the old YouTubes. My name's Jeremy. I'm hanging out with a man who somehow managed to not get COVID at a 64-person orgy. He's your host, Mr. Justin Nichols.
Well played. Well played. That was quick too. Like go straight from pre-show to like bam, just burning me right off the bat.
I realized I didn't have anything, so I had to
come in 64 man or 64 person. Can we?
You know, I think he's a 64 person, but I think it was a 64 man. We'll get into
it. We'll get into it. All right. Hi guys, I'm Justin, and Jeremy told you I've been accused of some stuff, but allegedly, we are going to have a great show tonight. We're sorry we're a little late here. Thank you everyone for joining us. We're going to build this thing up. We're going to have a lot of fun. We are joined by our producer Mark Bluet.
Nice try.
Hey,
nice try. I'm still separating.
It said Mark Andre Bluet.
Yeah, I'm still separating.
Mark Andre Bluet. Anyways, I say his name wrong every week. He's the guy that puts us all together. And our moderator, Jess, my lovely wife, Jess. I love you. Thank you so much for being here.
Jess.
Hello, Jess. And last but not least, we are joined by our guest host this week. He is the creator, producer, editor, star of the podcast Thoughts with Robert Peng. Robert Peng.
Hey! We're here. You give me too much credit. I don't produce this shit at all. I don't edit this shit at all. I just throw it on. The internet. This is not even...
I noticed when I heard the audio of our episode together.
Yeah. I don't know how audio works. I don't have that cool thing on my mic. I don't know how this shit works.
Oh yeah, my favorite is Robert Peng does his food reviews in his car. And most of the food review is of your steering wheel. Like your camera points at your steering wheel. And it's incredible. But I was saying this earlier. So Robert Peng, I had a chance to see you do stand up one time, when they shut everything down and then they briefly flirted with us and they were like, let's open things up a little bit. And then they shut down again. I saw you perform at that what was that place called, Mark? Or
Hood 29. Hood 29.
Hood 29.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Mark was with me as well that night, and I remember me and Mark were sitting. We were right up at the front, and all Peng did for his set was crowd work. The whole set, the beginning. He didn't do any jokes. He came out and he just started yelling at everyone in the audience. But luckily for me and Mark, I don't know why, we were the two dudes sitting together. He didn't roast us. You roasted everyone, but you didn't roast me and Mark. So thank you.
Because he knew you were with me, and I would beat the crap out of him.
I was like, oh shit, can't diss Justin Nichols' friend.
But it was awesome. It was just Peng just went up there and just yelled. He just yelled at everyone and was like, I guess I should leave now.
And then I had to follow him. As he isolates the whole room from me. So appreciate that.
The whole show. It was brilliant.
But Robert, man,
me and Mark laughed. Though me and Mark had the craziest, weirdest laughs. Like we were like, "Is this happening right?"
I love it. Well, Robert, we're happy to have you on the show, man. You're hilarious, dude. How's the podcast going? Me and you just did an episode together.
Yeah. Check it out. Thoughts is Robert Peng. On Spotify and shit.
Yeah, I got it on Spotify.
Did you listen to it, Jeremy?
Not yours, but I've heard some.
Oh, nice. Give it a listen, bud. Give it a listen in the car with the kids.
I will. I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it tomorrow, as I tend to listen to my podcasts before. Cool. I'm getting ready for work.
Cool.
And I do bring up Pengs, but I didn't recently. I know you were on recently. And I'm on a podcast called The Ghost Town Killer, and it's a scripted. It's a scripted like mystery, so it's like a radio drama. Podcast.
Okay.
And guess who I play? Radio DJ.
Are you doing that like Cody Live?
No,
it's
it's spooky, right? It's like ghosts and seances and all this stuff. So I'm supposed to play more like a NPR or CBC style, like. And now there was a murder in, whatever the town was called. I'm like whenever they're scanning the radio, I kind of, anyway, you know what I mean? I'm not in it very much, but I got to be in it a little bit. It's fun. And it's called Ghost Town Killer. And if you like your true crime, it's not a true crime. It's a scripted one, but it's kind of has the vibe of a true crime, whodunit mystery. And it's called Ghost Town Killers. And it's on Spotify.
Okay.
Probably right beside like Robert Peng's podcast. Like when you look at the power ranking, it's probably right below Robert Peng.
We already got a comment in the comment section here in the chat. By the way, please chat, like, subscribe. Please like, chat, and subscribe to us, please. We love that. We love that stuff. But we already got a question in the chat for Robert Peng, and it comes from a Mr. Dom Oliveira up in Prince George. He goes, "Is he still a virgin? Is Peng still a virgin?"
Yes, that's correct. I am still a virgin. I didn't fuck during COVID. Because of the mask thing, right?
Right. It's because of COVID. It's because of COVID.
Yeah, it's COVID. I can't, you know, I respect it, right?
You know what's funny? I'm on shows with Peng all the time, and I have suggested, I'm like, you can pay your virginity away, bro.
Yeah.
It's really easy to do. It's really easy to do. Auction it off. Oh my God.
Website.
Oh,
Dude,
sorry.
it's complicated. Okay, I went on Leo List, right? You gotta call them. Like, I don't want to fucking call people. That's too much work. I'm not a call guy, right? Like, I don't want to text them and they'll be like, "Oh, I can like scam this virgin loser," right? So like, I have to call them, and I don't want to call them. It's annoying.
That's what we're saying. We're saying don't phone anyone. Auction it off. They come to you and they give you money.
Yes.
Auction
yes.
it?
Just let me and Jeremy. Just let me and Jeremy do this.
Justin do it. You'll get. We got you.
Okay. In the chat, please, if you're watching, I see Dave Cops in there, Dom Oliveira,
Dave Cops,
James. I see James in there, Vera Bobo. Good to see you. Please let us know. What would you pay? What would your opening bid for Robert Peng's virginity be? Let's do this. Let's do this. Highest bidder gets something.
Them or are they paying me?
They pay us, the auction house. We
Yes.
10%, and we hold the money for a bit, Robert, just to make sure that the client enjoyed the experience.
Yes.
And then, 30 to 90 days later, we release the funds.
Yeah, maybe we'll donate it to like a charity or something like that.
Yeah, we gotta be.
All right, we should get to the stories because we got some good stories. And I know what you're all thinking when you hear the stories. You're going to be like, "Why is this so Asian heavy? Is that why you had Robert Peng on?" No, it just was a total coincidence.
Yeah,
it's just a total coincidence.
Well,
all right? We have some weird stories today, and it begins with an orgy.
Yeah. So Mark, lead us in, buddy.
All right. Well, I know people are going to think this story sounds like a dirty limerick, but I assure you it is not. It reads, 62 arrested in Bangkok orgy for violating COVID restrictions. 62 people. 62 people.
I love it.
Yeah. Here's my question. So what were they? They were arrested and fined. Did they go to jail? Like what happened?
I think probably fine. I don't know.
They raided.
If Jeremy was the cop, he'd be like, "All right, I'll take it easy on you. Yeah, what's that? Baby oil? Can you rub some?"
I'm just like, guys, I'm mostly angry. You didn't call me.
So they were arrested. So I'm not sure what consequence. I'm sure the courts now have to sort this out. I don't know.
Robert,
I don't know if it's going to be like a RICO case.
Do they have what's the ratio of like men and women and transgender people? Because this is Bangkok, right?
Yeah, I didn't dive.
Right.
Well, I didn't dive into it.
Not head first, anyway.
It's Bangkok, it's Thailand. Like they do it right.
I literally saw the title and was like, all right, I guess we got to talk about this.
Well, maybe this is why Robert's not getting laid, because he arrives at the orgy and he fucking starts asking questions like, all right, can we get a count of women, men, how many trans? No, this is
you need a statistics. Okay, a proper orgy is 50-50 balance.
No, Robert,
it's not
a proper orgy in 2021 is 62 people who are consenting, Robert.
Humans. Okay.
Robert, when you ask too many questions like, are you a man or a woman, then that's why you're not going to be invited to the orgy.
This is why this is why I had to turn down orgies. It's just
you need to just
the logistics.
Take whatever pills they give you at the door, Robert.
Yes.
Walk in with an open mind.
Put a blindfold on, eyes wide, shut that shit, pray to the god Moloch, the owl god Moloch, and just let the cards land where they may.
And if it makes you nervous that men are around, Robert, just remember, like, when mobsters are digging a grave together and their shovels clank, nobody feels weird about it. I mean, it's just.
I feel weird about it.
Listen, you know what? Things change when you turn 30, Robert. Okay, then when you turn 35, things change more. You start to be flexible. Anyway, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's just you gotta. don't ask too many. Like you're at a 62 person orgy during
Yeah,
COVID.
we're not taking head
At
counts.
that point, I'm not asking a lot of questions. And I
How
can
about-
tell Robert's new to the podcast because Justin, how many times have we talked about etiquette at these weird, Illuminati orgy parties? You're wearing a mask. You don't need to know.
Yeah, man, do your research. Come on, Rob.
Yeah. But like orgy in Bangkok would be amazing though. Like anywhere orgy, like Amsterdam's too tame for orgy. Like you gotta go like a sketchy Asian country
Yeah,
for an orgy.
where you show up for fun, but you might get killed too. There's gotta be that like danger.
Death.
There's gotta be
The
that
death
danger.
of it. Oh my
Where you're
God,
like
it's great.
doing it, and then you're like,
Yeah. Like when you
Yeah,
walk
look
on
at
the
your-
street, you get mugged. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Like
you show up to
Amsterdam.
the event, a bunch of dudes in masks in a circle. You're like, will this be an orgy or will this be a fight to the death that I'm going to witness? Like, I don't know.
hilarious. I just want to say this: they're arrested because they're worried about him getting COVID. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and guess there was something way worse you could have caught at a 64 person orgy.
And here's the thing, dude, they were ratted out. Someone narked on them.
Yeah, someone was upset that someone hooked up with someone that they were hoping to hook up with, and they're
That
like,
is-
"I'm out of here."
Well,
To me, that's the saddest part of the story. They would have got away with it too. If it wasn't
Did they
for their
get ratted
meddling
out?
neighbor.
That's my question. Did they get ratted out? I mean, didn't they take precautions? Did they not close the windows? Because, I mean, shut the windows at least, let the stank stay in there. And
It would have been the smell that gave him away.
so keep the windows shut and keep it down in there,
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. It's just an orgy of 62 people just trying their best not to make a noise, Just
That's hilarious. Sorry,
But
Dave.
what does an orgy of 62 people trying to keep it down sound like, Robert Peng?
I don't know. There's probably elephant. In there. I don't know. There's probably elephant. It's Thailand, okay? The two things you're known for is just the strippers who look like girls and elephants. I don't know.
What would Robert
Dude.
do? What would Robert do in orgy? He just commentate. Like he wouldn't even. He can't do anything.
I would. I'll be too nervous to step in. It's like, what is the custom of this
It's
orgy?
hilarious.
What are
That's
the rules?
hilarious. It's like
I'm
a
a real
diabetic in a
biased
candy store. It's like a diabetic in a candy store.
Yeah. Oh my God.
All right. I want to go to the chat here real quick. Ty went on, says, I just subscribed. Once Robert Peng and once Robert Peng and Jeremy leave, I'm out. Oh, okay. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. I don't know what that really means, but he's not here for me. That's what he means. Dave Cobb says, why wear a mask when all the holes are plugged? All right. Well, Dave knows how to party.
Someone's been to an orgy.
And then Dom Oliveira says, Robert, you don't need to know anything. Just go in with a blindfold and hope for the best. See, Dom has been to these. I said blindfold. Dom said blindfold. There's something to the blindfold.
Yeah.
No, but I have Asian senses. I can see through the blindfold.
that
Right?
is
Like this is
not a thing.
the
Mortal
blindfold
Kombat
doesn't
was
stop
not a
me in any
documentary.
way. I'm gonna ruin the orgy with the blindfold. It's like, oh, there's
I guess now's
No.
the time to let Robert know that pretty much the only people that watch this podcast are other comics, and all they do is roast the guest the whole time. So.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's okay. But Robert, I'm just going to advise you, if you go to an orgy, don't go all full Bird Box. Like, what's the name of the movie?
Bird Box.
Whoa, what is this?
All right. Next up, what's the next one, Mark?
All right, so gentlemen, this is the Billionaire Beat. So we do every
Yes.
week. We talk about the billionaires, our favorite people on the planet, the billionaires of this planet.
Love them.
And one of our favorite billionaires is Mr. Jeff Bezos, Jeff Bezos. So a couple of items in the news here with Amazon. So the first item here is that Amazon just purchased MGM Studios for $9 billion. So what does this mean? It means that now Amazon owns things like Fargo, Vikings, Shark Tank, and the James Bond franchise.
Perfect.
100% Jeff Bezos bought it for James Bond. He does not want to be a super villain in that movie. Okay? Like, did you guys see like Tomorrow Never Dies, where a media mogul is a super villain? Like, Jeff Bezos does not want any of that shit.
Whoa. It's like Jeff Bezos ripped from the headlines.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like he's already turning into the biggest villain ever. He's buying up our farmland.
Yeah,
He's
man.
like, you know what I mean? He's going to the moon. He's doing all the things that like someone like James Bond would have to kill someone who's doing. You know what I mean? He's like this evil genius who's, buying everything, killing everyone. He just destroyed Bill Gates. We know that because Bill Gates is like his arch rival. So Bill Gates is going to jail now because Bezos and the Washington Post just outed him. So now I think he's going after Elon. This is just the beginning of it. He's going to do media. Elon did Saturday Night Live. He's like, I'll buy MGM, bro.
I'll buy Saturday Night Live.
Exactly. Anything you can do, I can do better. And this is what is going to happen. And this is just creating the most evil genius ever. Elon will go dark side eventually. He's not yet. But Bezos will force him to because he'll have no choice but to go dark side to beat Bezos.
That is some stuff.
Right?
Yes, it's like he is gonna make him go dark side.
Yes.
He's gonna be like, Elon, use the power, let it flow through you.
He's going to pump and dump crypto till we're all dead and buried. I'm telling you, man. But Bezos also in the news for something else, right, Mark? It was
Mark, you have this picture to put up on the screen of this thing. It's like ridiculous.
I do. So everybody knows that working in an Amazon factory is probably one of the best things ever, right? It's one of those like high tier jobs where your satisfaction is maximized. So
the corporation cares so much.
They care. Amazon really cares about you. Don't worry about unions or anything like that. In any case, so now Amazon has deployed in their factories what they call a mindful practice room. So a mindful practice room. So it's like what they're calling a Zen booth. So it is literally the size of a phone booth.
It's ridiculous. What's in it?
I'll tell you what's in it. Crying migrant workers.
They're like horrendous.
It's Amazon workers wearing diapers crying because they're breaking down mentally because they're on a timer and they can't get their work done. And Amazon's like, we can't have you crying on the floor. This is terrible for morale. Also, get comfortable with the coffin you're going to be in 3 years because we need to move you out. It's so ridiculous, man. This guy's so evil. Dave Kopp says in the thing, he goes, the next villain in a Bond movie is going to be a union leader. Very good, Dave. Very good, Dave. The bar has been raised. That is hilarious. I love how Bezos is like, let's take the money that we would have to pay for if they got into a union and make little booths that they can all be separated and like and they're pumping in like negative thought shit into that thing, right? Like get back to work. God. Get back to work.
Yeah, just like subliminal messages like work. ASMR just like work faster. You don't need to pee.
Jeff is your leader. Jeff is your master. They're going to be putting up nets around the top of the building at Amazon.
Oh my God. You know what I find so bizarre about Amazon too is like there's infinity warehouses. There's been warehouses forever. The only time people talk about how it's horrendous, like Amazon hacked warehouses and made them worse.
Yeah, man. Dude, they're scorched the earth like type. You know what I mean? But hey, richest man in the world. He's got to be.
And you know what? I love my free shipping. Oh my God, I can't quit. I can't quit it. Dude,
next day shipping, you got something.
Yeah, I know.
You got me, bro.
I'm gonna watch The Lord of the Rings on Amazon Prime
for free.
I'm gonna watch it.
And that's why slavery exists.
Jeff wanted robots, right? Jeff wanted to like replace all the workers with robots, but the unions didn't let him do it.
Yeah. Well, terrible union leaders, terrible union members. What were you saying, Mark?
I was just saying this is the reason slavery exists. It's because of free shipping. You just can't resist it.
Oh my God, that's so dark. That's so dark. It's so true, though. It's so true. And we're gonna laugh about this, and then tomorrow I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't hear it, and I'm gonna order something on my iPhone overnight delivery.
I think this is the worst. Is like we're all sitting here being like Amazon's the worst, and then tomorrow I'm gonna be like, oh, I want a new book, $12. All right, free shipping.
Yeah.
Be here in 14 minutes. I don't care how it gets here.
Be the change, hey guys. Be the change.
We're like the worst. We're literally the worst people in the planet.
What's the next one, Mark? Move on before I kill myself.
Yeah, we're depressing ourselves because we're so bad.
Sorry.
Okay, so the next story here is our boy John Cena. So who's a wrestling fan here? Jeremy, you're a wrestling guy, right?
No, but I've heard of the name John Cena.
Oh, you've heard of the name. Is Robert, are you a wrestling guy?
No, not really. I just know his gimmick stuff. Like Oh, can't see me thing. Like I know about that.
Oh yeah, he has this little move, and so I know Justin's not really. I thought all you comics were big wrestling fanatics. Maybe the chat will let us know. I think a couple of wrestling guys in there.
Ty Boissonneau. Oh my God, he's another French guy. I'm just butchering his name. He hates me right now. Ty, my boy Ty. He's got a YouTube channel called Ty. Oh my God, Ty went off. Ty and me. Oh my God, he hates me so much. I forgot his YouTube channel.
Is Ty the one that what talks about music and MMA fighting?
He talks about music, MMA fighting, sneakers. He's got a bunch of other.
Podcast. I guess Mark must have posted one the other day.
Ty One On. It's TY. Ty One On. Sorry, Ty. He's a Habs fan. He's probably really happy that the Habs won
Yes,
tonight.
I watched Ty's video just the other day.
Ty is French Canadian.
Yes,
So,
correct.
so fait que si
It's
je
his
parle,
name.
Alright,
si
that
je parle
explains
français en ce
the
moment, Tyler
Fleur
Boissonneau.
jersey up in the background.
Tyler Boissonneau, ça, Ty, c'est quoi? Ça n'a pas de l'air d'un nom canadien-français. But anyway, so moving on. John Cena. I'm speaking
What
in
did
French.
Ty say?
So, oh yeah, what did Ty say?
He's mad that I messed up his YouTube channel name, but I fixed it, so I apologize, Ty.
But why'd you bring him
Mark,
up in the first place?
I don't know. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry. Let's let Mark get this out.
All right, let's see.
Hey, what's up, Ty?
Stupid.
I just,
Thanks for watching our YouTube.
yeah.
show.
Thanks for joining us. So our boy John Cena, who is like this wrestling star, this hero for young children, does all this amazing work with Make-A-Wish Foundation. I mean, he's like, and he's eternally memeable. He has all these positive memes about him. So he just had this perfect kind of PR persona. So he is featured in the latest Fast and Furious film, which is Fast and Furious 9. And he unfortunately went to Taiwan to promote the movie. And he said, because, and it was a fact, Taiwan is the first country that this movie will premiere in. And China apparently disagrees pretty seriously about Taiwan being a country. And it caused a little bit of a kerfuffle. And John Cena went on Twitter and went on media to apologize in Mandarin, or I'm not sure, maybe Robert.
Yeah,
can-
it's Mandarin.
he's been learning Mandarin.
Yeah, so he went and did a full Mandarin apology for the crime, understandably, the crime of saying that Taiwan was a country.
Well, this is a perfect story for Mr. Peng. He'll explain this, but basically, I guess athletes aren't allowed to acknowledge Taiwan as a country publicly.
Yeah.
That's a big no-no according to the CPP. Yeah, you know me. And so lame. So lame.
At least you
But
called yourself out for that.
yes, oh yeah. But I went on Robert's podcast. We started talking about the CCP and how brutal they are with like censorship. And Robert was like, "Yeah, man. If I say something, they could like check me out, and then they come and knock on my door." And I'm like, "They check on people that hard?" He's like, "Oh, dude, they do the most insane shit." And I'm like, and then I go, "But like, so I shouldn't say anything bad about the CCP?" He's like, "Oh no, I've said a lot of bad stuff about the CCP." So our goal tonight is to get the CCP to knock on Robert's door tomorrow. So please, in the chat, hashtag stuff, at stuff, send links. Let's get him in trouble.
We've been
Oh, shit.
demonetized again in the biggest market in the world, Justin. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I just got a text from YouTube. We have to send him another check. We got to stop.
Oh yeah, we have to pay to be on YouTube now. This is
Yeah. So
terrible.
Rob, what's up with this, dude? Do you, as a person who knows what's on the go here, what's up?
John Cena is 100% correct in apologizing. He should also acknowledge that Taiwan is not a country but a rebellious province of China. Just saying, right?
Wow.
No,
I
think
didn't
Taiwanese-
know Peng. I didn't know you were such a nationalist.
I mean, if you look at all the news report, Taiwanese are so over this shit. Like they don't give a fuck about people acknowledging they're not a real country
Yeah, yeah.
anymore. Like this
That's so China, that answer right now. They're like, they're fine with it. They're totally, they don't give a fuck at
Honestly.
all.
they got their bubble teas. It's like it's good. It's good shit. It's not gonna stop like people from watching it in Taiwan at all, and it's just gonna get a better market, even though it's Fast and Furious.
Ladies and gentlemen, company man, Robert Peng.
I
No,
just
no,
I
it's
find
party
it so
man,
funny
Robert.
that this international kerfuffle is over
Yeah.
Fast and Furious 9. Like, what a world we live in, where John Cena looks like it. It looked like he was gonna cry in the video. It was ridiculous, and I understand it from the business perspective. You know, like if you want to do business in China, you want to make money. I understand you probably have to play the game, but I'm just like, what a bizarre like he basically slipped up, I guess, by calling it a country. And it's over Fast and Furious 9. And I'm
Well-
just like, wow.
Well, yeah, like Chinese people love that shit because they don't understand the plot of any movie at all. Like
I don't
seriously,
understand the plot
Like
of half
yeah,
the movies.
I
That's
watch
not a
Avengers.
Chinese
They
thing. I'm like,
all the jokes go over their head. All they want to watch is crazy driving, or in China we call it normal driving. Hey, oh, okay.
Well, isn't it because though that China makes you like take out half your movie?
Yeah.
some movies, yeah.
Yeah. That's why Transformers is big in China. It's like, oh, giant robot. I don't know what's going on, but giant robot, right?
So
Like,
by the
I
they
don't
time
speak English.
by the
I know
time
you're dunking on China, but that's why it was popular here.
that's true.
I'm like, I don't know what's going on in Bumblebee. Just the robots are fighting.
Well, all I know is that when I first saw the video and he was talking in Mandarin, and I don't understand Mandarin, I thought he was apologizing for his new hairdo. Like that. It looks so stupid. You look so stupid.
One of my favorite takes though was when Chinese people were dunking on Cena, and they're like, we're trying not to make fun of him, but apparently his Mandarin's not that good. So
Yeah,
they
it's
were
not,
like,
it's not good. It's not good.
It's not
Mandarin.
good.
Like, what the fuck?
It's
Yeah.
not good. Or can you give him any credit? He's speaking Mandarin,
No,
Robert. Jesus
100%,
Christ.
and he's trying, and I get that.
No.
I love it. It was like the reverse of like, when white people make fun of someone's accent. It was just funny to have a bunch of Chinese people being like, no, John Cena.
Yeah, all right. Hey, Robert, I'll tell you one thing. Your fucking English sucks.
No. Okay, my English is as good as like John Cena's apology in Mandarin is like a Chinese waiter in a real proper Chinese restaurant apologizing for the food. Like it's just sorry, we bad food. We don't know.
Yeah, like I
cook."
think didn't
Like,
he say very sorry like 14 times basically?
Yeah. Because
That
that's
played
all
well.
the word he knows.
That
It's
played
only-
well.
All right.
That played well. That played really
Yeah,
well.
that played
That's
well.
awesome.
All right.
That's awesome.
Good for
All right.
you, John Cena. I hope the movie sells $1 billion.
Mark, what's up?
Well, it's still going to make money, but we had a similar situation with the NBA not too long ago where I think there was a coach, if I'm not mistaken, that
General manager.
general manager who spoke out against the Uyghur, what have you, that's going on in China and other issues. And the NBA kind of like disowned him. They like cleaved him from the herd. And not even LeBron James would denounce kind of the stuff that's going on in China. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it's
so
a
weird.
it's a huge market, I think, is the kind of the lesson here. It's probably a
yeah,
way
it goes to show the money is just so important to people that
I
it's
know,
like,
right?
I will fucking
Oh,
do it.
yeah.
I will come on YouTube and I will say whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, I like how China's leveraging their new market to these companies and these shoe companies and these leagues. They're like, hey, we got 2 billion people here who will buy all your stuff. But if you say one bad thing about us, we will
You're
not
done.
let them ever know you exist.
I know it's really it's a lot for me, man.
That's cool. All right, cool. Thanks, fucking everyone.
And now the executives are just like, hey guys, next time when we do Fast and Furious 10 marketing, how about John Cena sits this one out? I don't know. Why don't you John, why don't you sit by the pool in Hollywood?
Yeah, David Cobb saying everything has to translate easily, so all the movies have terrible scripts and stuff like that. And
Terrible
James
scripts
says
when they were written in English, like, come on.
Dave Cobb says China ruins all movies. Tai went on says sorry, we bad food. Robert Peng, ha ha ha. He's quoting you. No, he's quoting Robert's little
All right.
impression there.
You gotta say-
Sorry, we bad food. That was funny. All right, I just made Ty sound. I didn't really give enough context for that comment. It just made Ty sound like.
Ty is just
Yeah.
chirping Robert Payne like that.
Sorry.
just a message to the mods that are working tonight in chat. If you see Robert ever show any discomfort in any of these jokes, just kick out whoever made the joke in chat. Okay,
Yeah,
just
especially Ty.
don't
But then
hesitate.
let Ty
Yeah.
back in because he watches the show.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
He's like one of our 6 watchers, so we
Yes.
can't really lose Ty, but kick him out symbolically.
Yeah.
No, don't
700
kick him
of
out.
you.
No, that was a great impression of me. That was good. Yeah.
700 of you in the chat tonight, please hit like and subscribe. That would really help us out. So all 700 of you, if all 700 of you like this, then I can buy myself a cheeseburger Happy Meal tomorrow.
Nice, nice. All right, gentlemen, this next story is very, very interesting, and this is of local interest. This is a local interest story. So the last time we talked about local happenings, it was the two brothers that did turned Maple Ridge into Thunderdome. Essentially, they
Oh yeah,
they had they had an all-out car battle in the streets of Maple Ridge. Now,
yeah, were
this,
they ramming their cars down Dudney Trunk Road?
that's right. Well, not to be outdone, we have another story here coming out of the BC courts. So, a bitter feud spills over into bloodshed with BC woman accused of stabbing a rival in the BC courthouse. So there was an actual stabbing inside a BC courthouse. These two women who were quote unquote rivals in a decades-long feud. It ended in bloodshed.
Like, this is internet chirping. These two women who don't know each other found each other on a web forum originally, and fought. Like, you know, I was gonna say we've all done this, and I'm like, Justin has really done this. You know, you chirp with people online, right? Fair
I have fun with it. I have fun with
You have
it,
fun
though.
with it. We all do, right?
Mhm.
I'm picking on you, but everyone watching has gotten into a beef with someone on the internet, right? These two women carried it on for years and years. They started suing each other, and what happened was one of the women escalated. It was like, look, I want to get this in front of a judge, and I want this other woman to go to jail for contempt of court because she's not taking my frivolous lawsuit seriously. While in court, that other woman pulled out a knife and stabbed her. And I don't want to make too many jokes because she stabbed her so bad it was life-threatening injuries.
Oh, wow.
Stabbed her in the courtroom. And I'm just like, and these two women are in their 50s.
Well, what's your end game there? Like, my question is, you're going to stab them not in front of a jury. Okay, you're not just stabbing them in front of a police officer. You're not just stabbing them in front of a jury. You're stabbing them in front of a judge. Like, they don't even have to have a trial. He's like, you're going to jail for 20 years.
Yeah, let me call the witness to the stand. Oh, it's me. I had the blood on my robe.
Literally the worst crime ever committed as far as like strategy.
What happened? Like, what is going on in people's minds? And then, so the subtext of the article, like, I don't know if Mark has it up there, just like, well, I wonder about the security at the courts, right? That's what they wonder. But I'm like, we shouldn't stereotype people. But if I was to stereotype people, I would probably assume that two 50-year-old women fighting in court, probably not going to be a violent adventure. Probably. You know what I mean? If I'm stereotyping.
Yeah, I'd have my guard down if I was
I'd
a
have my
guy.
guard down.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, Karen
Robert-
1, what's the problem? Karen 2 said bad things about me on the internet. All right, case dismissed. You know what I mean? Like, that would be,
Yes.
if I was a judge, I would think, oh, I have an easy day. I have an easy day in front of me.
First off, I want to ask Robert: is there is a Asian, Chinese, Mandarin, whatever name for Karen in your country?
We call them dead bitches.
Jesus Christ!
No.
Oh, Jesus, Robert. Like,
No,
No.
they're everywhere. They're everywhere in China. Like,
Okay.
top
Robert,
rope
do
there.
you know these two women, Robert?
Wait, are they actually Asian? Like, are they like they say BC women?
They are. It is
Yeah.
two Chinese
Okay.
women, and they
Just like
actually. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. What was that?
I just wanted to finish that they actually got in touch on these forums. They were both emigrating to Canada. That's where the beef started. And apparently there's these forums where other people who were planning to emigrate kind of meet and talk and whatever. And the beef started there and continued for decades.
Okay,
and
so
it's, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Now let me tell you about Chinese culture. There's blood feud in China that goes on for centuries. This is probably one of those feuds, right? Like the
wow.
woman's great grandma probably stabbed the other woman's great grandma, and this is our chance for revenge. So just like bam, right? Good for her. Good for her. Good for her. She did it. She
By the way-
avenged her family. She avenged her family's honor, and I respect that. And yeah, you just have sometimes you just have blood feud, and then just like what's the best way to do it?
Maybe, for sure, but as Justin said, like, you want to take it outside. Like, I can also respect, like, that this is not just the Chinese culture, that's the whole wide world. We're going to take this outside, right? We're going to take this outside. How many times did I hear that in a bar? 100. These guys did it in front of a judge.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Sun Tzu said, you gotta fight where they least expected. That's how you bring the most fear, right?
Valid,
You
valid.
gotta do it. That's in their mind now. It's like, oh, I can't keep on this blood feud. They just stabbed her in front of a judge. Like, what the fuck? Like the other family's completely crippled morality wise. One sacrifice from one brave woman save the entire family. That's
Yeah,
Jesus.
I don't know.
respect. Respect.
So bonkers. The story to me was just so out of control. I couldn't handle it.
All right. Well, I'm going to assume out of the four of us, I'm probably the only one who's actually been to court. I was in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me explain something to you about court. I watch Court Cam as well, and I've also been to court. I was young. Punches were thrown. Anyways, I was standing there waiting for the judge to speak, and I look around and I was like 17 years old. So just relax. Okay, guys. The guy dumped a Slurpee on my head. It was fair. Okay. Anyways, I'm in court and I'm looking around and all the bailiffs are like 65 years old. Okay. I'm looking around. I'm like, if I really wanted to, I could snap their necks and get at this judge. I was a bad guy. I watch Court Cam, and Court Cam is like all these crazy things that happen in court with these inmates and people flipping tables, attacking people, all this stuff every single time. Court is for people who are retiring in the police department or like in law enforcement shit. Okay. And I don't know why they don't think that they need better security, but they never seem to. So when someone asks, how do they get a knife in there? Dude, I could get a machine gun in there if I wanted to. No one's
Isn't that the
checking
movie
you.
To Kill a Mockingbird? Isn't that what the movie's about? Shooting someone in the face? To Kill
Well,
a
it was a
Mockingbird?
book. I don't know, man. No, I don't know. A Time to Kill with Samuel L. Jackson. Dude, how are you a genius and that
I
at the
don't
same
know, I
time?
don't know. Which one is it? It's one of those
I'm
ones
just
where
wondering
like,
if grandma looked around the courtroom like Justin said and was like, I really want to stab her. And then looked at the bailiff and was like, I think I can do it.
I got a good 8 seconds before he even
I got 8
moves.
seconds there before grandpa wakes up in the corner
Yeah.
from the snooze. And
First dude popped a hip. She's got now another 13 seconds before the other dude comes in. Every time I watch these court cam videos and an attack happens, they don't want to do anything. They're late to the party. They kind of come in. I watched one time where a dude attacked someone and the bailiff just sat there watching while the other dude from across the room had to shoot him with a taser. But the one bailiff just sat there cross-armed. He's like, I got like 14 days left to like collect my pension.
yeah,
Doing
yeah.
shit.
He's like, all right,
So-
14 days to retirement.
That doesn't surprise me. But cheers to the woman who's in her mid 50s and a Facebook war with another 50-year-old led to went from a civil suit to probably like 10 years in prison. So
Oh,
congratulations
yeah,
on that.
I think the charge is in the article there, Mark. If you read it, I think it's like aggravated assault or something serious. Like I said, we're cracking jokes. Like she legit injured the other woman, like
Yeah.
life-threatening injuries. And I'm just like, I mean, jokes aside, like what is wrong with the world? You know what I mean? Like
We're stressed out. We're stressed out.
It's, I mean, these two ladies have been stressed out for decades, and
Yeah.
according to Robert Payne,
For a
possibly
while.
millennia. But
We're later going to find out it was Robert's aunt.
yeah, that's why Robert's defending the person who stabbed so much.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah,
really? You
exactly.
guys knew her
I
side
caught
of the
that.
story better.
Yeah. All right, Mark, what's the next one?
Okay, so the next story is again a little bit closer to home. So good news, guys. I don't know if you heard, but the pandemic restrictions are loosening. It looks like we have some reopening plans kind of in front of us.
That means
And
we have the comedy brawl.
Comedy Brawl.
Oh,
We'll get
sorry, I
to
was
that.
supposed to be doing.
We'll get to
Hyphen
that.
Comedy brawl.
We'll get
Or
to that
was there
later.
Another
We'll
point of the story.
Yeah, yeah.
all right.
Sorry, we got to get to Hug Day, but let's talk about the comedy brawl first.
Well, yeah. So I mean, a lot of ideas are coming out about how should we celebrate this? How should we celebrate the loosening of the restrictions? And Dr. Bonnie Henry, who we all know is our kind of a leader in public messaging for
Mark, just say it, patron saint.
the patron saint of the patron saint of COVID in BC. So Dr. Henry.
Saying COVID sounds so terrible, but I love it.
So Dr. Henry pitches BC Hug Day as province announces restart plans. So we're talking about a province-wide show of love for our brothers and sisters, our neighbors, our community, everyone getting together arm in arm and celebrating the loosening of the restrictions.
So
Wow.
spit in a stranger's mouth day was shot down. That was my idea.
Yeah. Also, 62-person orgies. They were like, too soon? Too soon?
That's phase 5 of the reopening
Too
plan.
soon? So Dr. Bonnie, the lovely human that she is, and she's so compassionate, decided that we should maybe do a hug day. And Hug Day, I know that I'm a cynic. I've gone hard in the paint on Bonnie a couple times because of the arbitrary decisions that she's made. So I'm a little biased. Okay. So when she says hug day, I'm like, are you kidding me?
You've shut down comedy clubs for a year.
Keto was closed forever. And now you want me to hug a stranger? Who the fuck does this chick think she is? But I get where she's coming from because Jeremy was like, dude, think about the positivity. She's trying to be positive, this, that, and the other.
Trying to be positive. That was all I was saying.
I just feel like it's a little tone deaf, like writing a book during a pandemic that you haven't solved yet.
Yeah, write it after. Tell us how we solved it.
Yes. She's like, oh, my sister ghost wrote it. I'm like, is she ghost cashing your checks too? Right?
Okay. I only Amazon Primed it because it was free delivery, Justin.
Some dude died in a fucking death, in a little tube at Amazon to get you that book. He's like, that was my last thing. He's like, this book, he got mad, threw it down, gave it to you, and then went in that booth and died. Just want you to know that. Sorry. Anyways, I'm worked up.
I think the first Comedy Brawl, when the clubs open back up, you said July, the Comedy Brawl comes back. Hey, did Peng do a Comedy Brawl?
He did. Yes.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Oh
I
my
feel like I
God.
judged it, but
He doesn't even remember doing it. That's
anyway, we gotta have Peng back at the Comedy Brawl.
Yeah.
So when that
I'm
fires
looking
back
forward
up,
to Hug Day.
Yeah. When the Comedy Brawl fires back up at the comedy, what's it called? The Comedy
House of Comedy.
House of Comedy. I'm gonna call it the Comedy Mix, but there's that place on Burrard there. The House of Comedy fires back up there in Columbia, New West. Day one, let's have a hug day, like with everyone in the audience.
Yeah, man. No, I like Peng's idea. We're definitely doing a Comedy Brawl on Hug Day because that's going to be a good, fun thing. Also, comedians are the dirtiest people you've ever met in your life. So let's, if we're going to spread this thing, let's spread it.
Yeah, I want to be like, all right, Dr. Bonnie Henry. So a 62-person orgy is not okay, but a glory hole is. Pick a lane.
As long as you wear a mask while you get your dick
You wear a
sucked.
mask and your dick is in a hole and you don't know who's on the other side. It's all good.
Those lips feel manly. All right, what's the next one, Marky Mark?
You knock on the chapstick, bud. Chapstick.
All right. Well, speaking of manly lips that might otherwise fool you.
Yes.
We have some news here in the world of beauty and lifestyle. So A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, the famous baseball player, is coming out with his own makeup line. In this in this YouTube headline, they say nothing hides heartbreak, but A-Rod's new makeup line could help you cover up your scars.
I love how they
Wow.
worked that into his breakup. That was brilliant.
Brilliant. Well, we all thought something was going on with A-Rod when we saw this. Once J-Lo went back to Ben Affleck, you knew that cut A-Rod like a knife. And he's like, I'm a World Series champion. That dude's
I own the Minnesota Timberwolves.
that dude's the worst Batman in history.
Yeah.
You picked him over me? Oh my
Even
God.
more than Val Kilmer? Yes, more than Val Kilmer.
Oh,
I love it. Yeah, man, he comes over with, you know what? This is not your typical athlete venture. You know what I mean? Like, this is rich.
I would agree with that. Not your typical athlete venture.
It's a rich man's thing, and he's so filthy rich now that he's kind of lost touch with who he was and what he was.
Yeah.
oh no! This is like back in the days in the Roman times, gladiators used to sell the sweat as makeup. Like this is like he's harkening up to the olden days. Respect for that.
I like that.
Also, is Alex Rodriguez Mexican?
I don't know.
He's Hispanic. He's
never mind.
Latino. He's Latino. No, I think he might be Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay.
Puerto Rican.
Never mind. I was gonna make a joke about how he's creating job for his brothers, but he's not Mexican, so
It is amazing what you can get away with saying that I can't get away with saying.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even understand the joke.
He's gonna make his makeup in Mexican factories, and then it's gonna be sweatshops and shit. But
Oh, with the sweat.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right, thanks, Robert, for that, because
Thank
you
you,
know
Robert,
that's
for
going to
that
fall on. Going to the chat here.
Hey,
Going to
don't
the
do
chat.
that one on stage, Robert. Don't do that one on stage.
Going to the chat here. Vera Bobo says, "I bet it's not the first stabbing." She's talking about the courts, and she's right. There's been attacks all the time. There's again, you got.
Oh, there
70
are attacks in the courts all the time.
Oh yeah, the gangsters and stuff. It's
Yeah,
just
okay,
crazy.
and that's fine. Like that would normally be something I would be prepared
Expect.
for that.
Yeah, but not
Two
55-year-old.
women suing each other frivolously over internet fighting. I just was like, oh, this probably won't be a thing.
Yeah. James says the ladies' names are Karen and Kathy. Is that true, Karen and Kathy? Because my mom's name's Kathy.
No, it's
Those are
not
not
true.
Asian names. So.
It's
That's
not
not
true.
true.
Oh, okay, he just made that up. Thanks,
Yeah,
James.
he made it up.
You just fucking totally tripped me
No,
up.
we don't
Appreciate
fact
that.
check anything, James.
And David Cobb says the funniest line tonight was "To Kill a Mockingbird" is about taking a machine gun into a courtroom.
I don't know.
It's
Is
a
that what that
classic.
movie's about?
It's a classic.
And all the lessons we learned, right, guys?
All right.
By the way, I keep waking up my baby, and my wife hates my guts now. So this is awesome. Thanks for making me laugh,
She should
Robert.
know, right? She should be
Yeah.
like, oh, this is a lot of hot fire tonight from Robert Bang.
James thinks David's being hilarious, and then James says, "How about we don't do what she says anymore to celebrate?" He's against Dr. Bonnie Henry or whatever. Listen, just to bring it back, I guess we're going to finish on that. I'm for Hug Day if it means that I get to pretend like we didn't just go through a year of that stuff. If a hug will cure COVID, I will hug every single one of you people. I swear to God. I swear to God. So let's do it. What's the next one, Mark?
All right, well, we're diving into the UFO portion.
Oh, yes, we're finally at
yeah.
Facts.
Spirit facts.
Conspirafacts, that's right. So we're, about 10 minutes from ending the show, guys. I want to thank everybody for watching the show. Everybody in the chat right now, you guys are hilarious. Always fun to see you in the chat. I want to thank Robert for being our guest. And
Yes. This is fun.
Thank you, Robert, for hanging out with us today, bud.
Yeah, no
yeah,
problem.
it was a lot. It was a lot of fun, and I want to thank you guys, Jeremy and Justin, for putting on a great show. And just remind our audience, we're live every Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific here on YouTube. Also, check out Jeremy and Justin's socials. They're on Facebook and Instagram. I think they talk about the show quite a bit over there and all the other stuff they're doing. And we have a Facebook page. We have a WFT show, the Waiting for Trivia Show Facebook page. And hopefully we'll have some news soon about trivia, right? Maybe we won't be waiting
Yes.
for trivia.
The comedy club's opening back up. Then we're going to do Hug Day. So I would imagine the casino's got to be pretty close.
That's right.
So waiting for trivia. We might be waiting a little less longer now.
There you go. And this show's
Yeah,
about
the last
waiting.
show would be nice if it comes back. And yeah, I think it's like live outdoor sports, casinos, orgies.
That's right.
Can't wait.
So, so keep an eye out for that, and share and like our videos. We put out clips too about the little bits that you saw tonight on our YouTube channel. So we really appreciate you giving us a like on our clips and subscribing to the channel.
Yes.
So as we get into my favorite section of the show, and we start talking about UFOs and
Hey,
aliens.
Mark, also my favorite section.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jeremy Baker's favorite section as well. So this is related to sports. So Justin, I think you're gonna have to explain this one to me a little bit because it's out of my lane here. So,
Okay.
so Kenny Mayne asked Marshawn Lynch about aliens, and the former running back's answer was so good. What's going on here?
So Marshawn Lynch is just an everyday man. Any fan of football loves Marshawn Lynch. He's great. He's
God.
honest. He's the
Hey,
beast.
did I tell you I was at the Beast Quake game?
Were you really?
Yes, when
That's
they
where-
upset New Orleans in the playoffs.
Yes. And Beast Mode just beat up 9
I
people.
was at that game. I've been to one football game of my life, and I was at that game.
He's a legend. He's an absolute legend. He's a soundbite waiting to happen. He said that if they asked him about aliens, and he was like, "I want to be the ambassador. Yeah, I'm all in. I want to be the
Yeah,
ambassador."
Marshawn's the ambassador.
And he wants to be the one to say hello first on behalf of everyone. And they're like, "Well, what would you say to him?" And he's like, I just like, if they're cool, I'm cool. Like just the most basic shit. But do you remember famously when he was in Super Bowl media week?
Yeah.
And he wouldn't show up, so they were fining him. So then he finally showed up, and they asked him questions, and every answer to the question was, "I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just here so I don't get fined," right?
And it created a moment in history.
Yes, I think if he showed up when the aliens were there, he's like, "I'm just here for all mankind." And that would be perfect. And they're like, "Oh, he's real. He's real."
Yeah, we like you humans. We will
He'd give him
cure
some
climate
Skittles.
change.
Yeah, he'd give him some Skittles, and it'd be all fucking copacetic.
He's
It'd be all
like,
copacetic.
here are some Skittles from my people, and the aliens will be like, here is the cure to COVID.
Oh, here are your nukes back too. Here are your nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Robert, are you familiar with this one, buddy?
No, not really. I don't know.
Oh, rude. You don't know
I've seen
sports?
Marshawn Lynch once in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's about it. I don't
Oh,
know.
nice. He's everywhere.
Oh yeah, he's everywhere. Yeah.
I love Marshawn Lynch, man. He says when that guy kind of retired, then he came back, and I was like, just never retire. If that guy was like 64 years old, I'd be like, give him the ball.
Yeah.
Give him the ball.
Yeah, now give him the keys to the nukes and let's finish this thing. Let's go. Lure him in and then we'll hit the trigger. Sorry, Marshawn, you're the sacrifice. All right, Mark, but wasn't there more to it? Wasn't there a new thing today too?
Oh yeah, so there's
we had an info drop or something.
We had an info drop. So I mean, if you've been watching the show, we've been talking about for a couple of weeks now these info drops around a series of events, incursions, if you will, from unknown objects into protected military ranges off of the coast of San Diego in 2019. So it concerned a battle group that included battleships and plane carriers and all this stuff. And they had objects that were harassing them, that were brazenly kind of hovering over ships, and they were unidentified. And the weird thing about these events, as they were leaked to the press, they were confirmed by the Department of Defense. They said, yeah, this actually happened, and we have no idea what it is. So a couple of weeks ago, we had a drop of a UFO video, which was a pyramid, right? If we remember, a pyramid over a ship. Then a little later, we have a video on screen. It was another object, a round object that was filmed just dunking slowly into the sea. So this was FLIR footage from inside a secure room inside of an aircraft carrier that was watching this object. And today, and I'm going to find the updated video here that's on screen, there is now radar footage. So we see the actual radar inside of a command center, inside of a battleship, that is showing us these as they were tracking these objects flying over their ship, where you can now see the radar proof. So now we have this kind of like multiple axes of proof, where we have this video, we have this background through the articles that have been published, and now we have actual radar proof that these things happen.
So aliens confirmed on this YouTube podcast today.
Yeah.
Now, I know we've talked in the past, Mark and Justin and Robert, welcome to the program where you get to the alien portion. In the past, we've been like, could these be Russian, Chinese, or some other, nation states drones, right? And if that's the case, how boring of an answer will that be?
I don't think it'll be that boring, because this is my theory. I think that, remember how AI was flying our warplanes, right?
Right.
I think these might be Chinese drones or whatever country's drones that have their own AI, and that's why they're moving around all freaky deaky like a fly on a freaking screen, real up close, like right? And it's their AI, and it is much superior than Skynet. I'm not allowed to say what I would want to call it, because that would not be allowed, but Robert would be allowed to say it.
Skyborg.
Like, I can't do it. Mark's already shaking his head.
Mark's already like, done that. Yeah, but that's fine. I'm just saying, I would prefer if the answer is aliens. If the answer is Russia's like, yeah, those are our drones. We tricked you. I'd be like, cool, you did, but this is not as cool as aliens.
Of course, I'm praying for aliens. I don't know about you, Robert. What are you thinking?
Yeah,
Robert?
Unless it's like a huge conspiracy where everyone's trying to cover it up with aliens, and Joe Rogan is actually a Chinese spy who's trying to claim all these drones are aliens. That would be cool, though, right? Like a deep state thing.
Now you've gone super deep state.
Yeah, man. Look,
Joe Rogan is an agent for the Chinese government.
Yeah,
oh
I mean,
I'm gonna be honest, Robert. Like, I really didn't have any suspicions when we started this thing, but now every time you talk about the Chinese government, I'm like, yo, dude, this guy's in on it.
Robert knows things.
He's just like, yep, they should die. They are like a threat to the CCP. They are not in line. Human life means nothing.
Joe Rogan is an agent.
Yeah, why you just deflect it? You deflect onto white people a lot, Robert. What's that about? Is that part of your cover? Is that part of your character?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's easy to deflect white people. It's just like they're so guilty about everything. It's cool. We use that as our advantage. We're not guilty about anything.
Oh wow! Look at him,
done it.
company man to the end.
Robert, these unidentified flying objects, Robert, are they drones? Are they aliens? Are they something else?
Dude, I wanted to be aliens. Honestly, like aliens just spying on us, fucking us.
Gotta
like,
be
fucking
aliens.
us. Like they're trolling us. That's amazing. If they're just
I know.
us.
That's what I think.
They have a
If they're
sense of
trolling us,
humor.
it's
Oh my god.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Marshawn Lynch and the aliens will get along if it's aliens trolling us.
Well,
Oh my god, yeah. Like if this is all a prank video, they're just pranking us.
Yeah, back on
like-
their homeworld, they're like,
Yeah,
we're on their like America's funniest videos of alien world.
it's like look at these idiots with their
Look at
nuclear
these idiots.
still using wings. Oh my god.
Well, what's funny is that some of the best and most advanced thinking, I know this is going to sound silly, but there's a scientist called Jacques Vallée. He doesn't believe that these are aliens. He thinks that the UFO phenomena is the same as what we've experienced throughout history as folklore. What in the past was fairies
Yeah, okay.
and what in the past was vampires or demons and things like that. There's this phenomena that is with us here on Earth that doesn't present itself in a straightforward way, and that tricks us. And what they call it the trickster. Now it's taking the shape of these craft that are acting like ghosts, right?
Oh wow, okay.
And that's what's scary about UFOs is that if people that see them, you see this what looks like a fabricated object in the sky that looks manufactured and fabricated, but really it's behaving like a ghost. It's impossible to capture. No one will believe you if you talk about it. So it's one of these weird trickster elements that perhaps has been with us, from the beginning of history.
That's
Well,
actually I don't hate that theory at all. I think that's really good.
Okay, so wait, hold on a second. So they're tricking us and catching our
Well,
radar and stuff
Basically,
like
he's just
that.
saying it's like a supernatural phenomenon that we can't explain. And
Right.
throughout history, we've always had supernatural phenomenon. And he's saying in the past we called them fairies, ghosts. Different cultures had different names for them.
Religion.
Right now we're calling them and right now we're calling them UFOs.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think there's more to this one because they're a physical object in the sky being like, seen and
Yeah, but we
observed.
don't
so-
know it's a physical object in the sky.
Yeah, and like if I'm a party pooper, like radar is pretty vague. Like it's not like accurate 100%.
Oh,
Like,
please,
it's-
please,
it's
please,
like a
expert,
signal.
please, expert of radar. Please explain to me the simplicity of radar when you thought To Kill a Mockingbird was about a dude who brought a machine gun into a fucking courtroom. Jeez. Actually, like he's like, well, actually,
What is that movie called, by the way? What that's not.
It's
there
called
was
A
one
Time-
movie-
it's called A Time to Kill.
Oh,
And
fuck,
if you
okay.
want to see Matthew McConaughey sweat more than any actor on any movie and look fabulous, I suggest you
He
watch that movie.
always looks fabulous. That guy can't not look fabulous.
All right, boys, we're running long. I do have to share this last little piece of news here on UFOs. So, I mean, there's good news and there's bad news in the world of UFOs here. So this is extremely bad news. So anybody that's following the topic will know that it's like a hall of mirrors. Once you really start investigating and looking into this stuff, there's so much bullshit and there's so much real and it's all mixed up, right? It's literally you get so deep at one point that you can't tell what's real anymore. Well, now it's gonna be adding to the confusion because this gentleman called Ron Watkins, and if you know who he is, he's the guy that's supposedly behind Q, the Q persona that tricked like millions of people into
The
thinking
QAnon.
the QAnon,
Storming
exactly.
the Capitol.
Yeah, all this stuff. So
But even that was years in the making.
that was absolutely, and there's debate on what was that an op to kettle people into doing crazy things or who knows, right? But this super bad actor, this character Ron Watkins, who lives in he doesn't live in the U.S. I think he lives in the
Japan.
yeah, and he is now doing a WikiLeaks for UFOs and aliens called Aliens Leaks. Alien
Do you
Leaks.
think that's a better use of his energy and time than trying to trick people into like ruining their lives?
Yeah, you're not gonna get arrested for believing in aliens, but you're gonna get arrested for
Yeah,
storming
this
Nancy
guy-
Pelosi's
this guy-
office.
Yeah, this guy tricking people's grandma and grandpas into giving all their money to My Pillow dude. That's terrible. But him being like, hey, let's talk about aliens. Like, okay, Ron, finally, let's do something fun and not crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, talking aliens can be crazy, but it can be like a positive, fun experience. Much better, Ron. Do that more.
Yeah, but he's setting fire to the whole UFO movement and the people believing
Yeah, I
because he
think
discredits it right off the bat. Right off the
Oh,
bat.
does he? Is that what
Well,
he does?
It's like when Demi Lovato does a TV show about aliens and UFOs. They're like, this bitch is crazy.
No, but I'm gonna watch. I'll watch that. I mean, here's the thing. I agree with you only in that, like Ron, whatever his name is, Watkins. That guy's name and brand is so sour to me. I wouldn't be able to take whatever he says serious.
All right,
100%.
You know what I mean?
Here's my deep take on this. All right.
Yeah, please.
I wikied this guy. I did a quick Wikipedia search.
Yep.
in his childhood that he moved to China. Okay, now QAnon
Coming together.
formed the capitals, and he was the origin of QAnon, right? Now,
Right.
now white people think QAnon is white person's like operation, but like
Yeah,
as
right.
Chinese people, we know that QAnon was a Chinese operation to break into Nancy Pelosi's office and to steal her files, right? Now this
Yep.
whole alien shit that he's starting is all part of the whole cover up of Chinese drones, okay? Like all these drones are coming up and they gotta cover this shit up, so they gotta reveal the alien shit and like try to connect all this shit to aliens instead of Chinese drones.
Okay. Robert just spilled the beans on the CCP's plans here. In any minute now, the microchip in his brain is going to go off, and there's going to be a stream of blood
Yep,
that goes
we're
down his
gonna-
nose, and he's just going to keel over. So we should end the stream before that happens.
We've been demonetized again, Robert. Thank you.
Yo, you guys got anything to say? I just want to say Jeremy is going to be doing changing lanes, I guess, for the next little month or whatever. He's got some stuff
Yep.
going on.
I'm gonna take a little break.
He's going to check back in with us, though. He
Yep.
told me that. He promised me because I cried.
course.
I just cried to him until he said, okay.
Yeah, it was awkward, and I said I would take it.
Yes. Robert's got his street podcast going
Yep.
on. Me and Mark
Sausage
are
Rocket.
we're gonna be having people on to fill the void until Jeremy comes back. And please come check out Justin Nichols Comedy Brawl. It's starting again in July. It's gonna be great. We're coming back with a
Do
bang.
you have a first day?
We don't have a date yet, but it's gonna be in probably early July. And it's going to be great. And we just want to thank everyone for checking us out again, supporting us in the chat. Everyone, I couldn't get to the funny stuff at the end there because we just kept running with stuff. But thank you for chatting us up. Thank you for ripping jokes. Always make fun of me and Jeremy. We love it. Robert, thank you for being a great, not just a great guest host, but giving us a little insight, a little behind the curtain action, if you will. China, we really appreciate that. Please go check out Robert's podcast called
Robert
Thoughts
says
with Robert
awesome.
Payne.
Like I said, I watch Robert. He's on social media a lot, posting just little videos, and
Yeah.
his podcast is funny. And
Yeah, man.
I always, man, like I said, Robert Payne's stand-up comedy is just this weird, raging, yelling at the audience thing. The show I went to, I don't
It's
know.
called
if you know
incel. It's called an incel.
Me and Mark were laughing. We were like, "What is happening right now?"
Yeah.
It was so crazy, but it was
Yeah,
so
man.
funny.
We love
He
it.
just basically went around the room with everyone that was on date and then just destroyed them.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
literally what I do.
Exactly. All right, you guys. Well, check us out every Thursday. We do this at 9 p.m. We're coming next week. We'll figure it out. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. On behalf of Mark, Jeremy, and Robert, thank you. I'm Justin Nickel. Have a good night.